Hello, lovely Irene, and thank you for agreeing to be interviewed today. Irene is a Helping Parents Hill board member, an affiliate leader, and of course a shining light parent herself. And I think no one was more surprised than she when Gordon came to her and her husband during his demonstration at the recent HPH conference in Arizona. Irene, can we first of all ask you to tell us a little bit about your beautiful daughter, Carly? And then can you tell us about the message you received from Gordon and what it's meant to you?
Sure, and thank you so much for having me here, Jackie. It's such an honor and a pleasure. My daughter, Carly Elizabeth Hughes, was and is the light of my life, my only child, beautiful young woman, brilliant. She loved life and, as they say, hit the ground running. She was always in constant motion. No matter what she did, she gave it her all. She was the center of attention when she stepped into a room. And I always, from the moment she was born, I always had the feeling that she wasn't going to be mine forever. At her college graduation, I turned to my husband, her stepdad, and I said, I worried all those years, Tony, and look, she's fine. She's graduated college. She's going to start her life in Boston. And within 11 months, she was diagnosed with esophageal gastric cancer and passed just 4 months after her diagnosis. So, as you can imagine, my life changed forever. I did not want to be here. I wanted to join Carly. The only thing that kept me here, my dad was still alive and my husband. Tony had been widowed, and my mantra was, Tony can't be twice widowed. I found comfort and connection when I had a reading with a medium about 8 months after Carly passed. And all I wanted to know was that she was safe and that she wasn't afraid when she passed. And within a few minutes of that reading, the medium told me that I had a daughter who had crossed the veil, that she wanted me to stop obsessing about her passing. It was as easy as walking through a doorway. And that really changed my life.
And then tell us how Helping Parents Hill came about for you.
I read Mark Ireland's book and found out about the organization Helping Parents Heal that he co-founded with Elizabeth Boisson. I reached out to both of them. I joined the group. I moved to South Carolina from New Jersey about a year after Carly passed, and I started a chapter here in Hilton Head, South Carolina. I became more involved with the organization. I was the conference chair for the first conference and for this conference with Elizabeth. And I also am a caring listener. I also co-lead a chapter of Helping Parents Heal called Only Child, All Our Children, for those of us that no longer have a child walking on this earth. I speak to parents. I absolutely live a gratitude-filled life, and I couldn't imagine it any other way.
That's quite an amazing thing to hear after all you've been through. And let me lead you on to this wonderful conference that you organised just last month, and Gordon and I attended with over 900 parents. And during Gordon's demonstration, as I said, he came to you with a message. Can you tell us a little bit about that and what it meant to you?
Oh, it was the most amazing talk that Gordon gave, the title of it being You Can't Die for the Life of You, which we just love because in Helping Parents Heal, we believe that our children are very much alive on the other side of life, that only their body has died, and that life, like love, it's eternal. And pretty soon in Gordon's talk, he was just amazing. He said, why am I going to New Jersey? And I thought, oh boy, I just knew Carly was here. I mean, here we were in Arizona. Gordon is from Scotland. I live in South Carolina, yet I was born and raised, Carly was, my entire family from New Jersey. So I pretty much early on had an inkling that Carly might show up. And she did after Gordon first went to Ana Molina, our Helping Parents Heal en Espanol group leader, with an amazing message from her son, her two sons in spirit. And it was very interesting to watch Gordon because he looked at me and he looked at my husband and he went back and forth, and he said, oh, I have a dad here. I have two families here. And he said, Irene, I have your girl here. So I was absolutely thrilled. He said she had one of the keenest minds that he had worked with. And Carly really was brilliant. She was a math major. He talked about engineering, how she could have been an engineer, even though she wasn't. And he said there was a Jersey crowd present. He also mentioned that my mom was close. And he said, your daughter is a beautiful light. I'm here, Mom. I'm always here. I'm always with you. And I know that. I feel Carly all the time. He went on to talk about showing a baby deer. And I didn't really know where that came from. But when I got home and I started walking our dog, it's actually Carly's dog, every morning I see a family of deer, and there is a baby deer that I make eye contact with. Now, my dog is a golden doodle. He weighs 85 pounds. He's a very large dog. And he makes eye contact with this baby deer and doesn't bark. And I just thought, oh, isn't that incredible? He talked about
amazing.
Carly. Really? He talked about Carly being a trickster, and she was known for her jokes and playing jokes on people and just being very fun. He said he was speaking Italian. So my heritage is, my dad is Italian, my grandparents immigrated from Italy, and he talked about Carly being on Ponte Vecchia, which just brought such meaning to me. When she graduated college, I took her on a European cruise. We spent time in Venice, and she told me that I had better save my money because she was going to get married in Venice. It was going to be at the Peggy Guggenheim Museum, and then she was going to get married on a bridge in Venice. And I said to her, well, don't you think you should, find a husband first? And she said, oh no, Mom, the venue is much more important. I'll find someone. And Gordon talked about she was throwing rose petals off this bridge, which I went back, I think I mentioned to you, I found a picture of Carly and I on that bridge, which happens to be in Florence, where we were also. So that was just, oh my gosh, incredible. And he said that the loss of a child has been a turning of a corner for you. And it has. It really has been for me. I mean, I live a life of service, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Every time that I speak to another parent and help someone, a little bit of me heals as well. And he went on to say that you carry the light to help others, but Carly is doing the same thing on the other side. And he also said that, I don't know if you know this, but you have an incredible soul contract with your daughter. And I have had a couple of other mediums, and also when I did a afterlife regression, a past life regression, it did come through about our soul contract. She is doing the same thing there that you are doing here. I mean, isn't that just amazing? And yeah, she was a gatherer. That's what she did. She brought people together. He said she's giving you a ring, and I'm wearing that ring.
Oh,
this is
fabulous.
This is actually a duplicate of the ring, her ring. I keep her ring in a safe place. I'm so afraid that I might lose it, that I bought the same ring so that I could wear it, and I wear it. I know I have her with me. He talked about the month of May, which was the month she graduated from college, and that's the month we went on that fabulous European trip. And also he brought up October, and he said that his son's birthday was October 9th, and Carly's birthday is October 10th.
Oh.
Just amazing. And he ended it saying, Mom, you're doing a great job. He later went on to someone else and came back to me and said, your daughter is talking about Eva Cassidy, the singer. And I wasn't familiar at all with Eva Cassidy. And when I Googled Eva Cassidy, she's very famous for her rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow,
Yes,
which is my song with Carly. We love that
goodness.
song. We spent time in Hawaii. We listened to Is. And anytime now I call to Carly, I will turn the radio on and that song will play within one or two songs. So wow, I mean, what a message. How
Oh,
can you not be thrilled? I mean, would I wanted another way? Of course, I wish she was here. But I know she's with me always. And that when I close my eyes on this side of life, I'll open them on the other and she'll be right there waiting for me.
oh, Irene, I have goosebumps. I was present that day. I was fortunate to be present, but I have goosebumps in hearing what you've researched afterwards and what it's meant to you, what you found.
Yes. Yes.
It's lovely. You've told us a little bit about what you do with Helping Parents Heal. Let me close the interview by asking you, how would you encourage others, or what would you say to other parents? How do you think Helping Parents Heal could help them? And are you easy to find? What would you tell them?
Oh, I would tell them, please join us. We're so easy to find. You can go to our website. We have our Facebook group has over 23,000 members. We have Zoom meetings almost nightly. Elizabeth and I host Zoom meetings during the pandemic. I think our YouTube video channel now has 400 meetings that we've hosted. We have chapters around the world. Just reach out. Grief can be so isolating. And especially when you when a child crosses over, passes, you feel that no one could know how you feel. And in Helping Parents Heal, you can be with anyone and you know exactly how they feel. And that sense of community and that sense of support is priceless. At the conference, you could look at anyone and know exactly what they've been through. And you could go up to them, put your arms around them, hug them, and just feel a sense of family. It's brought me an entirely new family. I know family is not just blood alone, and Helping Parents Heal, it's an amazing organization.
That's an absolutely fantastic thing to say and to tell people. Irene, I can't thank you enough. Every shining light parent that I've met has brought something new and has given me something to think about. And you're an amazing group of people. And I really
Oh,
want to thank you for spending some time with us today. And I really hope this reaches the right people and brings them to you. Thank you so much.
thank you, Jackie. Thank you so much.